Why are people still mad at Aniya? I admit I was one of those people who was so upset with her in episode 21 for not picking Carl, but fast forward to episode 25 now, and it's movie night, and some people are still angry with Aniya. I'm confused. Why? What did she do? What's going on? She did nothing wrong. I don't know what's going on. People are saying because she got up from her chair to go stand in front of Casey, that she's wrong. Why is she wrong? Casey got up first. And why did Casey get up? That's the first question I asked myself. Why is he getting up now? What is he trying to prove by standing up? Can't you just sit down and make your points clear? What is going on? So, and I had to get up and she's like, okay, why are you getting up? You're not the only one that has feelings here. Everybody here has feelings. I mean, she didn't say that literally, but I'm just saying that's the meaning of what she did. And there's nothing wrong with that. I see nothing wrong with that. Hello and welcome to my channel. This is Cheseriat. Thank you for clicking this video. Okay, please make sure that you subscribe, you hype up my video, okay, and like the video. This is gonna help me a lot to grow this page. Please and please and please and please try and do that for me. Now, if you want someone who gives her honest opinion and honest take about any show, then you're in the right place. Okay, first of all, I want to tell you about what I do on my channel. What I basically do is I talk about Love Island USA. If I find any other interesting show that I want to talk about, I'm going to bring it to this channel. And then I also watch Big Brother Naija. You know now, as a Naija girl. But I'm not sure if I'm going to be covering Big Brother Naija this year. We'll see what happens when that time comes. I might change my mind. And I also create my own AI movies. Now, when I say AI movies, the animation is done in AI, but the creative work, the storytelling, everything is done by me. So please make sure you watch those videos on my channel to support me. I really appreciate that. Now, in this video, I'm going to be talking about some little hints from AfterSun. That is episode 21 of Love Island USA, all through to episode 25, okay, where we have the movie night. The thing is, I'm not going to talk about the movie night right now. I'm going to talk about the movie night at the end of the video because there are just so many things that I feel I need to touch on. You know what I mean? First of all, let's talk about AfterSun, okay? Let's talk about the things that happened after the Casa boys and girls. Excuse me. After the Casa boys and girls were sent packing. Now, when they left the show, they all started having some mini conversations. And there was something that I really liked. The way they had them sit down, the way we got to have like a first-hand look on what their conversations was like. We got to see their personalities coming out more. And then we got to see who genuinely, is still interested in whom. And, like I said, in my last video, I talked about Corey. I said that I'm not sure if he would have stuck to Melanie if Melanie had chosen him. So I really don't blame Melanie for choosing Sincere, But while Corey was seeing the Casa girls, that's Sydney and Amora, the way he reacted, I'm like, see what I'm saying? Obviously, he would have loved to explore if there are more bombshells coming in. So I don't think it would have been a safe option for Melanie if she had chosen Corey. So I'm glad she didn't choose Corey. But with Carl, it's a totally different experience entirely. Carl is a good man to the core. We all saw that. The things he said about Aniya was very impressive. He said he was still interested in exploring her. And when the AfterSun ladies, after they asked him, is there any of the Casa girls that caught people's eyes? And the guy said yes. He mentioned Amora. And then by the time the ladies joined them, he and Sydney shared a kiss, but he didn't go in for that kiss. Sydney went in for that kiss, and I really don't see anything wrong with it.
If you want to kiss someone right now, do it. I dare you. Okay, Sierra, kiss.
Because Sydney is free at that moment. Carl is free at that moment. It is still exploring because they are still on the island. They are not out of the island. Nobody's exclusive to anybody. So why not? Why can't they kiss? I see nothing wrong with it. It was nice to watch. It was good to watch. So... And one thing that Carl said that really stuck to me was, he said it wasn't about, Casey bringing someone new in. Okay, it was about how he did it. Okay, that part I can agree with in a way because Casey was very defensive. He didn't feel any form of remorse towards Aniya because honestly, if he truly had feelings for Aniya, he should have felt a little bit bad or a little bit guilty, but instead, he came in like he was in a fight, like he was coming to fight. He tried, I defended him in my last video. He did try and say, oh, I didn't mean for Aniya to feel bad, to feel this way. But when the other girls started speaking up for Aniya, then he got defensive. And then Titi joined the chat. That was when he was supposed to calm Titi down in order to protect Titi's feelings and Aniya's feelings. He was supposed to care for both girls at the same time. But he didn't do that because he cared for just himself. I don't even believe he really cares for Titi. He cares for somebody that cares for him more than they care for themselves. That's how I see it now. I didn't see it like this before, but that's how I see it now.
I mean, that's a sad reaction, I would say. It's not something easy to hear. I know, it is. It is. I hate to see her like that, genuinely. But this decision isn't for Aniya. This is for me.
What?
But let's quickly compare this scenario to Cordell and Serena's situation back in season 6. When Cordell brought a new girl from Kasamo and he saw Serena standing alone, immediately you could tell the guy felt guilty. In fact, I forgot the girl's name that he brought from Kasamo. The girl told him, no, lift your head up. I remember that part vividly. She wanted him to be bold and stand on his decision. But you could tell Cordell was feeling bad that it's going to hurt somebody else's feelings. And then he explained his reasons why he brought another girl from Kasamo because he's still trying to test his connection with Serena, which makes sense. In that situation, Cordell wasn't supposed to feel as guilty as he felt because he and Serena were not even closed off or as close as Casey is with Aniya.
As you can see, Serena is standing alone. How does that make you feel, Cordell?
Not good.
Speak up.
Speak up. Say that shit with your chest.
All right, yeah, no, I mean, seeing her alone, it's not good. I mean,
That's it.
that's it.
Yeah.
The way Casey and Aniya built their relationship, it was almost like they were building something up. I genuinely felt that they had affection for each other. When people are saying they don't like each other, I don't believe it. They really did like each other. The only problem with Casey is that after a while, he started having resentment towards Aniya because Aniya was using emotional manipulation against him. Yep, to prevent him from exploring. She would say it with her mouth and her lips, yeah, you can explore. How am I blocking you from exploring? What am I doing? Did I tell you not to explore? You can absolutely explore. But when he was trying to explore, she was emotional, she was crying. So that prevented this guy from even exploring at all. But at the same time, we can't put all the blame on Aniya because Casey is a man and he's meant to be able to be the boss of his own actions. He's not supposed to allow himself to be manipulated by nobody's emotions. He's supposed to be a man and make decisions for himself that will benefit himself with or without Aniya around. So I understand when Aniya calls him a coward and says he's supposed to do some things to her face. He's supposed to say some things to her face regardless of how hurt she feels. It is really not what you say, it is how you say it. I like the fact that during AfterSun, Carl stood up for Aniya. And I'm glad he mentioned that statement that it is really not what he did. It's not about him bringing a girl into the villa. It was how he did it, He was laughing, he was smiling, and then he hid behind the girl. And I know people are complaining that they created an AI image of Titi looking masculine, holding, what's his name again? Holding Casey's hand, with Casey being a mini Casey, right? That image the way I interpreted it, because I used it in one of my videos, it's not like anybody is degrading a black woman or making her look muscular. If you have a brain, you already know that what that photo is trying to say is that she is the man in the relationship. So she is the man, she is leading the so-called man, which is Casey. So Casey is acting like a baby, hiding behind his mama. All right? So that is what I feel like this photo depicts. I don't feel like it's degrading or devaluing a black woman. Absolutely not. If you can see what happened in that scene, the way Casey handled the situation, it was so bad. It was so bad. He was hiding behind Titi, which was totally unnecessary. So Titi took up his fight for him, and he hid behind her back. After the show, he ended up thanking her, thank you for having my back in there. I'm like, gosh, guy, why? Why do you have to say that? Thank you for having my back. And then there was an uproar about Aniya crying, falling on the floor, saying, I want to leave the show now. I want to leave the show. I don't blame her for saying she wants to leave the show. That was a normal reaction because she heard them laughing. It was painful. Even though the comments that was made that made them laugh had nothing to do with her, it was just about saying, oh, we are grown, those are kids, you know, that kind of a thing. I think that comment in itself, it's actually nonsensical. Pamela shouldn't have said that. But anyway, it's the heat of the moment. Anybody can see anything. So, okay. So why if Pamela can see that nonsense, why can't Aniya react the way she reacted? Why can't she fall on her knees and cry so hard? Because number one, she's feeling horrible with herself for making a wrong choice, for trusting in Casey and not trusting in herself. So she's embarrassed with her decision. She knows America is going to be shooting daggers at her at home. So she knows. So she's like, is that on me to sit down here and keep embarrassing myself? I gotta go. But she only said this because she's not aware of what is happening in the outside world. She's not aware that we are voting for Carl to come back. If she knew Carl was coming back, she definitely, I believe in my heart of hearts, that she would never have said she wants to go home. She said it out of the hurt and pain she was feeling at that moment. Not like she really wants to go home. Because she felt, okay, what am I going to do now? Who am I going to explore now? It's too late. No more bombshells are coming in. And I embarrassed myself by sending Carl home. But lo and behold, Carl came back. Megan Thee Stallion, in fact, let me talk about Megan Thee Stallion real quick. There were some things I liked about Megan's attitude and the things she said, and there were some things I did not like. Okay? Now, when Megan reacted to Titi and Casey for winning the first challenge, I didn't like her reaction. She didn't look happy. So to me, it's like she's giving those contestants hints about what is happening on the outside. We still want them to be unaware about what is happening on the outside, right? But Megan is like, it's like a fly that came from outside into the villa to let them know, okay, hey, this is what is happening on the outside. You guys better get it together. I like the way he told the men they should be respectful. I like that part. But when he said, oh, I miss Carl. When she said, oh, I miss Carl. I want Carl back. You know, all those Carl thing. I didn't like that. She gave them too many hints. Like, okay, excuse me, people love Carl on the outside. That's the hint. Because if I'm in the villa, that's the impression I'm going to get. Like, okay, people really like that Carl on the outside. Because at that time, these contestants, they know that Carl was coming back. Now, when Carl popped out of the cake, that was when the real drama started. Because now, anyone who's thinking right would know, okay, Megan mentioned Carl, and Carl is back. They must really love Aniya and Carl on the outside, right? So anyway, that's all I have to say about the Megan Thee Stallion. The shooting of the cakes, the shooting of the pies. Honestly, I don't really have much to say. The only thing I have to talk about for that scenario is Zach throwing the cake at Trinity. And then when he sat down, he made a statement. I really have to go back and watch it. I'll put in the clip here. But the statement he made, something about her taking his man.
Hi, boo.
If I want to touch up my friend and my lover, I will. A message to Trinity to stay away from my man, pretty much.
It's all funny. It's all jokes and whatever. Until you realize that this is really no joke. The way Zach keeps humping Bryce, the way he makes his jealousy known. Even in the first couple of episodes, this guy said he literally enjoys his ass being eaten. So we already know he gets his ass eaten, or he likes eating ass. Whatever the case may be, he said it himself with his own mouth. If I find the clip, I'll put it in here so that you guys can remember when he said it. So I'm not going to play or take it as a joke that everything he's doing with Bryce is just for the fun of it. No, he really is in love with Bryce from what we have been seeing, from what we're being shown on the show. And the way Bryce entertains all this nonsense makes me understand that Bryce is also in love with him. Now, whatever Bryce and Trinity's got going on, I don't believe in it. I'm so sorry. Last year, when Olandria and Nick started and people were talking about it, I didn't really get it. I didn't really see it until they brought them back into the villa and Nick confessed to her that he really likes her. And I went back, excuse me, and I went back and I looked at the previous episodes and I realized that, oh, Nick really likes Olandria. That was what I believed in that ship. But you see this Trinity and Bryce ship, I do not believe in it. I'm sorry to say, I love Trinity as a person. I really hope she can win the money as an individual because she really impressed me in episode 25 at the movie night. But when it comes to her relationship with Bryce, I'm not seeing the chemistry. I am not seeing the connection. Maybe she likes Bryce. Maybe Bryce likes the idea of her and he's probably, I'm not sure, picking from Nick's playbook from last year. I don't know. But everything is too fast. Will you be my girlfriend? And he's crying in Casa Mall. Because you cry doesn't mean I'll feel sorry for you or believe in what you're trying to dish to me. No. I really don't see it. I don't know what people are hyping them for, Trinity and Bryce. No, I don't see. In fact, right now, I believe more in Aniya and Carl's relationship. They give me butterflies. Trinity and Bryce don't give me nothing. I don't feel nothing. Their connection, personally to me, is fake. It's not real. One person is using the other person, and I think Bryce is the one using her. I think Bryce and Zach are going to be an item when they leave this show. Maybe codedly, maybe not publicly, but that's what I feel. That's my opinion. I'm not saying it's a fact, but that is my opinion. So really, truly, at this point, if Trinity can get all the money for herself, that would be nice, but I don't want her getting the money with Bryce. I don't believe in that relationship. I do not think it is real. So, let me get back to the Megan and Thee Stallion scene and the pie or the cake scene. What is actually the cake at Trinity? So anyway, that ended and then we had Carl back. Now, by the end of that episode, we saw Carl and Jen had a conversation. And basically what he did was blame Jen totally that she's not allowing him to explore. At this level, I don't blame the guy for treating Jen this way because, you see, what you allow with a man is what you get. She knew that this guy did not like her. She knew that this guy did not want her, that this guy wanted Kenzie, but she kept him in the villa. She had another option. She had another guy that wanted her, that liked her. Instead of her to feel like, okay, let me go for someone that wants me. At least, even if the person is faking it, the person is still trying his best to want me. She went for somebody that she wanted, but wanted somebody else, which really didn't make sense to me. So Jen pulled Carl and basically told him that, I know we do not have any sexual compatibility, but I don't want to feel like a second option. And he basically reassured her and told her, you're not a second option. He still wants to explore what they have. They talked well. They were happy. She was happy. He even kissed her. And then, boom, by the end of episode 24, he's telling her, you're not making me free. You're not making me comfortable. You're not letting me explore. Basically putting all the blame on her for not catching any other girl besides Kenzie. That's my interpretation. Or just an excuse for him to go explore Kenzie. Was very disappointing. I feel like I still want to get to know other girls. Basically, he called everything off. He just dumped her like that. Probably it's the shock. I'm not sure what happened to her, but I think it's the shock of getting rejected and dumped that way. That it's like she rephrased the story in her own brain and made herself feel like they came to a mutual understanding to cut off their relationship. No, girl, you didn't come to any mutual understanding. This guy literally dumped you. So by the time she got to Permida, they asked her, how was your talk with Carl? And she was like, yeah, we decided to, we agreed that, we're not meant for each other, or we're not flowing with each other. And I'm like, girl, no, he dumped your ass. He dumped you, and in a very, very disrespectful way, for that matter. And then Kaden responded and made us understand that she's not really connecting with Caleb because she wants a dominant man. Sadly, that means that she's using Caleb as a placeholder. She has no connection with him. So what is the meaning of all the kissing and all the things they're doing right now? It makes no sense. If Caleb is not doing it for you, why can't you explore other connections in the villa? There are guys there like Dylan who is crying over Kenzie. Okay, and there are guys there like, girl, I wouldn't recommend, but hey, why not try to explore and check around if Corbin is available or something? I don't know. Or maybe she's waiting for another bombshell to come. Well, we never know. So anyway, I just wish Caleb and Amora can check each other out and see if something is there. So now we move on to Kenzie pulling Dylan for a chat, letting him know that she went to the speakeasy with Carl and that they shared a kiss. And then Dylan asked her who made the first move, and she was like, he kind of saw it coming. And I'm like, what? He saw it coming? Because Dylan was confused, like, what, meaning you wanted the kiss? But you see where I got confused is this. I understand that Dylan feels hurt that she kissed Carl while they are coupled up. But she has a right to let him know that I did kiss somebody, because he's aware that she's still exploring. Do I agree with Kenzie's style of exploration? No, I do not. I just feel like it's given free for all at this point. She's kissed so many people. It's no big deal, given that's what they do in that place. They kiss each other a lot. So I do agree with her when she said kissing is like shaking hands. Oh, this girl is like Kivag. I don't know. She's a Casanova. She's like, it's like shaking hands. I'm like, huh? This is the first time I'm going to hear that kissing is like shaking hands. So that's her own way of testing the waters to see if they have any chemistry or connection. No, girl, come on. You can build a connection with someone without physical touch. That is the genuine connection, not the kissing part. The kissing part comes after you have established an emotional connection with the other person. Oh, dear Lord. It's so funny. So anyway, Dylan starts crying. My guy is bawling his eyes out. Like, why you do this to me? And I'm here thinking, what the hell? Why is he crying right now? They are not closed off. They are just coupled up. So why is he crying? I just feel like he used his emotions to tame her and to get what he wanted, because he put a lot of pressure on her by doing that. Now, I don't support Kenzie's style of exploration, but at the same time, I would want her to be sure of what she's choosing. But because it was so unexpected about how Dylan cried, she eventually said, okay, that she'll choose Dylan. And honestly, I still don't feel like Dylan likes her that much. I mean, maybe he likes her, but I don't, maybe because they're not showing him Kenzie that much. I need to see some things to know that, okay, his feelings are really genuine. But for now, I don't think his feelings are that genuine. I just feel like he used the tears to hold her down. Yeah, to grab her emotions. Okay, I make her feel a little guilty and then bring her attention solely to him, because at the end of the day, she said the reason why she did it is just to confirm if she has an emotional connection with Gal. And after kissing him, she now realized that she only likes Dylan. So now she's only going to focus on Dylan. So now Dylan and Kenzie are closed off. Oh my God. Can Kenzie really be closed off? Seriously. Honestly. Speaking of Kenzie, I want to talk about Corbin. If she hadn't seen Corbin's video and Corbin had come back, even with Pamela, I think Corbin would have still had his chance with Kenzie. I think he would have still liked to play the two ladies. I think that was Corbin's intention, but sadly for him, all the ladies saw the video of the Casa girls coming in for the first time. So they heard those comments, and I'm so glad that Kenzie stood at around and said, no, it's not going to happen. We can't even be friends, she told him. Because the kind of things you said behind my back, I can't stand it. I'm so glad she let Corbin know that, because Corbin was still explaining the reason why I chose another girl. I don't care about that. She's like, I don't care about that. So good. I mean, Kenzie, I just love her. She's not going to do any wrong with my eyes. She's like, let's say I explore 50 men at the same time. I don't really give a hoot. The fact that she loves herself and she puts herself first, I respect her so much for that. And I think everybody should learn from her. So, anyway, Dylan cried. And then Kata saw him crying. And then she heard the gist that Kenzie kissed Gal at the speakeasy. So I thought Kata and Kenzie were friends, but I didn't know why Kata had to pull Jen to let her know. Like, hey, this is what happened. Dylan was crying, was emotional because Kenzie and Gal kissed. And then to my amazement, Jen was upset. Why was Jen upset? Jen, even though she's coupled up with Gal, they are not emotionally connected. They are not couple as a couple. They are not exploring each other anymore. They have already broken things off with each other. So what was she upset about? She wanted Kenzie to come and talk to her first. Talk to you about what? You're not in a couple with Gal anymore. Why are you upset with Kenzie and not upset with Gal? Make it make sense. Like, seriously. And Kenzie eventually pulled her for a chat to tell her, this is what happened between me and Gal last night. So, and then she said, well, you should have told me. And I told you what, it happened late in the night. They went to bed. The next day, she's telling you, and you're upset that she's telling you late. When do you want her to tell you? You want her to wake you up in the night while you're sleeping? That this is what happened? For what? Honestly, this Jen, I think she's ready to leave the villa. I don't know what value she's adding to the show anymore. I think she should leave. So that's that for that. And then another conversation that I know people were talking about a lot is Aniya's conversation with Casey. When Casey pulled her for a chat and he said, I can't speak, you speak first. You pulled Aniya for a chat. You were supposed to start the conversation. I know I messed up. I know I must have upset your feelings or made you feel mad. I am sorry. You know, he could have said something like that, but he made Aniya go first. So Aniya started talking, and then he wants to butt in and say something, and she's telling him, no, let me speak. I see nothing wrong with this. Honestly, I've been against Aniya for so long. And I'm surprised how much I'm defending her right now. Because she's doing all the right stuff. And Casey is messing things up so bad. Imagine when Sincere pulled, no, it wasn't Sincere that pulled. When Amora pulled Sincere for a chat after she came out of the cake. And the ladies were talking to Melanie and telling Melanie, look at Sincere and Amora. So she was taking a peek, looking. The next thing we heard Casey, and production made sure that we saw that. Casey telling Titi that look at Melanie, look at her dumb ass. You know, Casey says a lot of nonsense. He says a lot of disrespectful, trashy things. And a lot of black men, and even black women are supporting this. No, I do not support this. I do not support this. There are times in which I feel like Casey, it makes sense. Some arguments are good for him, it makes sense. But in this scenario, it's just getting more and more and more terrible. So when he was having this discussion with Aniya, when they were trying to squash their beef, I was really proud of how Aniya managed the situation. I'm glad she said her piece in her mind. Casey always liked to play the victim. He tried playing the victim again so that the world can see that Aniya is the one speaking over him and not letting him get a water. But now I know his trick. Now I know his trick. So he's a gaslighter. That's what he is. Anyway, he will eventually ask her for a hug. Can I get a hug? And she's like, oh, no, fuck no. That part was so good. And then Carl put Aniya for a chat. And then he asked her, if there's anywhere in the world you could go, where do you want to go? And then she said, I'd like to travel around the world or be in the woods, just enjoy nature and all. And the next thing I know, they started kissing. That chemistry is so good, honestly. They should just win this whole thing. Like I've said earlier on in this video, I believe I said it earlier on in this video. Aniya and Carl have the best chemistry so far on this show. I think besides Aniya and honestly, there's nobody else that has this kind of chemistry that Aniya and Carl has. They have the best chemistry. I really hope she wins the whole thing, for real, at this point. I have more to say about some parts of episode 25, especially the movie night. If I add it to this video, it's going to be too long. So please look out for the second part that I'm going to talk about in the next video. And that one is going to be mainly on the movie night. I'm going to share my honest opinion on that as well. So I really hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, please like it, share it, and subscribe. And I'll see you in the next. And don't forget to hype as well. See you later. Bye-bye.